Simon Kelly, occupation financial advisor, age 57. A Christmas tree decoration. There's no getting away from it. $8.99's a lot of money to spend on a Christmas tree decoration. On a bauble, a frippery, a goo-go, a knick-knack, and nothing. Particularly when he considers that nobody apart from him is really bothered. But it's just so beautiful. A frosted glass orb with threads and swirls of red and purple and gold lurking in its mysterious heart. Its gleaming membrane an event horizon containing the birth of galaxies. A cell pulsing with twisting helixes of DNA. OK, that's overstating things more than a little. Although it really does look fantastic. But it's far too expensive. Simon walks away from the stall. He gets about 20 yards before his resolution weakens, and he returns and buys it. He carries it back to his office, wondering if he'll be able to get it into the house without Liz noticing. That way, if she comments on it, he'll say, "Oh, that? We've had it for years. Can't actually remember where it came from. Probably one of the kids picked it up somewhere." Simon loves Christmas. He knows that men of his age tend to say that they're glad, now that the kids are gone, to have left it all behind, like school holidays. That it's all right for children, but for everyone else it's a lot of aggravation, and that anyway today's kids already have more than they could possibly need. Simon doesn't feel like this. He loves Christmas, always has. In his memory, all his Christmases form a chain stretching back into earliest childhood. Back then, the excitement started to build before the ashes of bonfire night were cold. His parents did their best, but there was never really enough money to do it properly. The 4-foot tree on the table by the window was 3 parts bald long before the 25th, and they'd be picking pine needles out of the carpet until June. The string of chunky coloured lights, sludge green, icy purple, acid orange, would today be condemned as a fire hazard. Because the bulbs couldn't be replaced, his dad used plugs of silver foil from his packs of senior service to complete the circuit. A few pipe cleaner stars, chocolate cream cigars, and a porcelain fairy with a stunned expression in her watery blue eyes, as if she was in possession of some terrible knowledge, completed the effect. For the rest of the year, these decorations were kept in an olive-green tin trunk that may have had something to do with the war. When Simon's dad opened it every December, it exhaled a tang of must and resin. Simon can still smell it. Fast forward 30 years and he's got kids of his own. The sharing of his own children's excitement and anticipation proves even sweeter and more poignant than the memories of his own. Only now he's faced with a tension that never troubled his parents. The choice between kitsch and class. Between accepting that the whole thing is over the top and really going for it, neon reindeers tacked onto the side of the house and all that, or decking the halls with taste and restraint. By and large, Simon has followed the second route. It's pretty hard to imagine Liz tolerating anything else, but even she conceded that the kids and their preferences should be indulged. So, although serene golden angels, glass rocking horses and hand-painted toy guardsmen predominate in their equivalent of the tin trunk, a few leering Santas and sentimental orange reindeer have also found their way in. Nowhere is the tension between the gaudy and the classy more urgent than in the choice of tree. Real or fake, soft needles or hard, Nordmann fir or Colorado blue spruce. Simon has always been a real tree man. Nothing else has that smell, part spice, part disinfectant, part vegetation, part nostalgia. But he's no tree purist. He's open to new ideas. Last year it was Fraser fir, this year a Norway spruce. Next year, who knows? Maybe something more exotic, like a North American balsam fir. Between the middle of December and early January, the smell of the tree is the first thing that he encounters as he enters the house. It makes his head swim. It makes him want to laugh. It makes him want to cry. It makes him tingle with the sheer sentimentality of it all. He understands the attractions of artificial trees, is even willing to concede that they can be beautiful, provided you spend enough on them, and provided they're not pink or black. He just doesn't want anything to do with them personally. And then there's the other great debate, coloured fairy lights versus white ones. When the kids were at home, Liz used to play her part in the Christmas preparations. Now she doesn't seem to have the energy, which is fine with him. Simon is secretly delighted to have inherited sole responsibility for decorating their empty nest. Contrary to expectations, these post-children Christmases may yet turn out to be the best of all, complete with Bavarian glass ornaments at £9 a pop. When Simon opens his front door, he's delighted to discover that Liz isn't in. He goes into the sitting room, takes the precious trinket from his briefcase and hangs it on a dark bough, towards the back of the tree where it won't attract too much attention. He can always move it towards the front next year. He switches on the fairy lights. He stands there for a moment gazing at the tree. He lets his eyes slip in and out of focus so that the lights merge and blur. Then he goes into the kitchen and pours himself a large glass of Merlot. Back in the sitting room, he puts a CD of carols from Winchester Cathedral on the player. He sits down and sips his drink. Not so much me time, he thinks, as tree time. And then he thinks, this is what happiness feels like.